Come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, and post your city and state where you are catching this live from on today. Today's topic, nobody buys from strangers. You must build trust first. So here in the month of April, we're talking about starting where you are, how you can build trust, how you can show up, and how you can let your brand speak for itself. So some of you have asked, wait a minute, what if I don't have a brand? Believe it or not, you guys do already have a brand. Your brand already exists. You just may not have taken the opportunity to inventory it yet, right? You may not have tuned in on last Thursday when we actually discussed how to pull leads from your brand and from your own story. And we also discussed on Friday that you don't need more tools, you actually need a plan. So your brand already exists. You just may not be using it yet. And you may not have taken the opportunity to, inventory it. So specifically for today, in this week, we are actually going to be talking a little bit more here in week 2 about how to build trust before you sell, that nobody really buys from strangers, that you must build trust first. So if you have not had the opportunity to grab your favorite pen and pad, then now is the time for you to lean in and for you to grab that pen and pad and take notes so we can discuss how you actually can begin to build trust. Because if you're not getting leads or sales, then it may not be your product. It could be your connection. People need to know you, like you, and trust you before they ever buy from you. And so we're going to discuss that. So before you actually post another product or you pitch someone, ask yourself, do people trust you yet? The truth is, buyers don't come from exposure, they come from connection. So in today's video, we're breaking down why trust is the real currency online and how to build it using your personal brand strategies. And these strategies can work even if you are new, you're shy, you're still figuring it out. This isn't going to change who you are. It actually is going to enhance who you are by allowing you to become more consistent, more clear, and real enough so that strangers can know your online persona and they can believe and trust in you enough to do business with you. Why would they do that? Because you actually believe in what it is that you do, right? You actually value what it is that you are here to serve with, and you serve with a compassionate, consistent, connected, committed heart. And I guess I could say a plethora of services that are actually following one direct plan. I say this all the time, and even on last week, we discussed that you don't need more tools, you need a plan. Now, your plan could involve a specific tool that you need to be able to move forward. But the bottom line is you do not need more tools. You need a plan. Okay, so let's dial in and let's make sure that we are available to do that for you on today. Now think about it. When we're talking about people buying from you not because of a product, we're referring to the buy maybe being about how you made them feel through the use of the product. That know, like, and trust factor must be built through relatability. It must be built through transparency and consistency. So building brands will build trust faster than just marketing it, because it shows who you are, not just what you sell. Every post, every story, every video is a chance to either connect or repel. So when you think about that, you must shift from just pitching and positioning to sharing, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily selling. I hope that makes sense. So here in week 2 of our Activate and Advance series, this week is all about trust. And I want to make sure that I'm being clear on that, because there could be an instant where you're not seeing results. And if you feel like no one is engaging or buying, it could possibly be because your connection to them, that trust factor may not be where it needs to be. It's not because of your content. It may not be because of your value or your service. It could simply be they don't know you enough to believe in what it is that you have to offer. Nobody buys from strangers. So let's make sure that you are known, you are liked, and you are trusted enough. Let's get into point number one, where we're going to talk about what I call the trust factor, right? Trust is the currency right now of the internet. People may not be buying simply because they're not buying into your belief system just yet. So before they would buy the $27 product, they're wanting to know who you are, what your beliefs are. People are bombarded by pitches and peaks every single day. They're looking for real people that actually show up consistently. So if you're posting products but no presence, then you're actually invisible. I'll say that one more time. If you're posting products with no presence, then you're probably invisible. Okay. So we want to see how we can shift and make that change. Consistency is the key to doing that. Point two I want to make about this trust factor is that the trust equals transparency plus repetition. So showing up weekly, being consistent, even if you only see one or two eyes watching, it builds the belief system. You may only see one or two eyes live. However, I'm not sure if you guys recognize or know this, on nearly any social media platform, if you come upon a video and all you have to do is tap the microphone to turn the sound on, the individual that's actually creating and streaming that content will not know you're watching, because all you did was tap the volume. And in some instances, your social media could be scrolling or could be available while they're scrolling and the volume already turned on, which means all they do is pause at the video and they are available to still watch the entire video that you are streaming, and you would never know that the individuals are watching. Why? Because they didn't tap the video to open it up further, and the algorithm did not record their actual presence. So you may be thinking you're only talking to no one or one person or two people, but you actually could still potentially be talking to hundreds of people and not know it. So don't think because you only see one or two eyes that only two people or three people are watching it. Even if you see that, you still need to be remembering that is actually the audience of one that you need to be talking to. Why? Because you are here to serve, and what you have and the gift that you have is here and meant for someone. That's a cliche, but it's true. All right. Be willing to share without knowing who's watching initially. What you're learning, what you're overcoming, who and how you're helping them. People buy from people who make them feel seen. So yes, it would be great to be able to call out the name of the individual that has tapped the screen and indicated that they're watching live. Yes, it would be a wonderful option to be able to call their name out and make them feel seen. However, you may not always have the option. So if you are calling them out generically by the individual who's struggling to get leads, if you're calling them out generically by the individual who is stuck or struggling, if you're calling them out by the name or instance of your avatar, that's better, because now the individual who is actually sitting there consuming the content, who is feeling stuck, who is struggling, who is not getting leads, may come to the front of the stage and say, wow, you're talking to me even though you didn't call my name. Again, people buy from people who make them feel seen. All right. And point three, why pitching doesn't work without positioning. You can't sell to people who don't trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you. Personal brands make people say, this person gets me. This person understands my plight. This person really sees the problem I'm struggling with and appears to have a solution. And with that, they'll lean in, they'll dial in, and they'll be even themselves more consistent with consuming your content because they feel like you really understand their problem. When you start by offering your value, not asking for a sale, you allow them to see who it is you are, see your value, see your product, see your service, and determine for themselves, making an informed decision on whether or not you actually can help them. The best way to help someone is by helping them. Okay. Point four, build the trust foundation now. Even if you don't have the end figured out, if you have started a solution, begin delivering on that. Why? Because stories sell, right? Stories are greater than sales pages. Behind the scenes are even better and bigger than bragging posts. Showing up is even greater of an impact than selling out, meaning selling out to the capacity. Maybe you have 100 seats and you don't want to show up until you have 100 registrants. No, as soon as you get the first, the second, the third registrant, begin showing up, begin serving. That is a greater impact than selling out and getting to that said 100 mark, right? Once trust is built, your community will then begin to ask how they can work with you because they see that you're going to be consistently there, you're going to be consistently serving, you're going to do what it takes to get to the end result and to the solution that they need. And that is poignant. So what I want to do before we pivot over into objections and reframing, because I know you guys have some, is I need to take a small pivot here and dial in a little bit more in depthly, and that may not be a word, but I want to go deeper in having you guys understand what I am meaning and serving and saying when I'm talking about a personal brand in this current economy. And the reason I want to do this is because it appears that it's not landing in the way that it should. And one of the things I want to have you guys really focus on and think about is when you think about a small business, any small business, any vendor, and even any corporation, any government entity, any of these varied situations, I want you guys to think about who's actually buying, who's actually pulling out a wallet, who's actually swiping a card, who's actually keying in their information. Is it a business owner? Is it or is it an employee? Most times when a card gets swiped, when money exchanges hand, when a product gets purchased, it's coming from the funds that were probably generated from a W-2. Unless you are a corporate entity and you're going business to business, unless you are a business owner and you're going business owner to customer. Think about this. Really, really think about this. Most of the world churns based on employees buying something. Do we have more business owners in the world, or do we have more employees in the world? Common sense says we have more employees in the world. So if you're thinking about the current economy that we're in, and pay attention to what I'm saying, if you're thinking about the current economy that we are in, the guidance or leadership, if you want to call it that, that we're under, most people are employees. And what is currently happening with jobs? Are more people getting hired or more people currently losing their jobs? They're getting laid off, they're getting furloughed, they're getting fired, for lack of a better word. So what does that mean for the buying capacity of individuals? Let that land for a moment. If most of the world are employees and jobs are currently going away, what does that mean for the buying capacity of the individual? I hope you guys are having an aha moment right now. It means that people are going to be buying less. Notice I said people, not businesses, not government, not corporations, but people are going to be buying less. Why? Because they don't have jobs. And when you don't have a job, you don't have the funds, just as a typical individual. So when I'm telling people that you need to develop a personal brand, here's the pivot. I need for you to understand you need to be building a sound, foundational, structurally solid personal brand that would generate and garner the interest of businesses. Why? Because the people will no longer have the funds. The businesses, meaning the government, the corporations, the bigger businesses, will still need the people. So if your personal brand is standing out in a niche that garners the attention of a business, a corporation, or a government agency, you will still be able to generate income. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to say that because it's a lot to explain, but it's very simple. Your personal brand, your value, your gift, your talent is meant to serve. So you need to make sure that you are now taking what it is that you have and you are consistently putting it out. And you need to make sure that it's structurally and foundationally sound so that it can garner the attention of larger companies, businesses, corporations. Okay. I hope you guys are having an aha moment and the bells and whistles just went off for you. Okay. So let's get into the objections and the reframing before we close. You may be thinking, I don't have a big following. I'm brand new. I'm new to this. Not good on social media. I'm of a seasoned age. There's a lot of technologies that I don't get. Let me help you understand this. Trust isn't about quantity. It's about quality. Now, if you can have quality connections with even 5 people to start and you serve them well, then your referability will go through the roof, right? And now you can take those 5 and you can actually spin it, flip it, as they say out here in the musical world, spin it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, right? I'm trying to get you to understand it's not about a big following. It's about serving the right people who will talk and who will tell the right people. All right. You may also be saying, I'm not comfortable showing too much of myself. You don't have to be oversharing. You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to be on social media. You probably seen social media all over the place with regards to my reels and stories and shorts and videos and streaming and all of that. That's called repurposing, recording it one time, cutting it up and putting it everywhere. Why? For awareness. So the audience can get to know me. You don't need to overshare. Just share what helps, what teaches, what educates, and most importantly, what encourages others and allows them to feel seen. And finally, no one is engaging with my content. I'll say it again for the people in the back. I'll say it again for the people in the front. I'll say it again for the people on the sidelines. People will watch you before they interact with you. They're watching to see if you're going to stop, if you're going to fail, if you're going to fall out of order. Stay consistent. It's working even when it's silent. Okay, guys? So what's one thing, as I close with my engaging question of the day, what's one thing you can do this week to build trust with your audience, right? What's that one thing that you would want to share with them, that you would want to give them, that you would want them to be able to utilize that can move the needle in their business? What is that one thing that you want to be able to do for them, that you want to serve with, right? What's the one thing that you can do that will build trust with your audience? Is it sharing a story? Is it going live? Is it simply responding to other comments showcasing your value? Not selling, not pitching, not even peaking, but just giving them a simple solution based on a comment on someone else's post, right? Remember, people don't buy from brands, they buy from people. And your story can build trust and consistency, and it will build belief. If you show up with your value, your visibility, and your vulnerability without oversharing, okay, you can begin to see the shift happen. So I hope you guys are available today to join us in after office hours. And if you have not had the opportunity, please take the opportunity to go over and join the free community, the brand new community that will help you get all of this done. We have follow through Fridays where we work over the weekend with downloadable checklists that are only available inside of the community to help you guys move the needle in your business. Again, my name is Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton. If I did not introduce myself at the beginning, please forgive me. I am your brand master, your cash flow queen, and founder of the #1 legal tax hack to hire your kids in your own home-based business. So should you choose to do so that you can begin to live and leave a legacy. I hope that you guys are available to join us in after office hours, but if not, I hope you'll join in with us for week 2, building trust before you sell, wherein tomorrow we're actually going to be discussing on Wednesday, be the brand they trust, not the one that they scroll past. Okay, so I hope to catch you guys on after office hours. If not, I hope to see you on tomorrow's live 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey y'all, hey, Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, updating you about our daily live training and follow-up live open office hours. Join me every Tuesday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for live actionable lessons on building your brand from scratch. We'll cover everything from tools, strategies, and systems like Canva, StreamYard, Go High Level, AI technology, and more, to include the exact steps to take you from confused to confident. And the best part is after each live stream, you can hop on Zoom with us to ask your questions and get personalized answers. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar and subscribe now to this YouTube channel. Join our free community, and I'll say it louder for the people in the back. If you want to learn, lead, and level up your automation in your MLM company, or as an entrepreneur who could possibly be struggling in your business, we not only have the solution, we also have the experts. Yes, this is your sign to join us. Our entire team is live each weekday. So if you snooze, you will lose. I said what I said. You heard what you heard. Now do what you now know you need to do to get your assets in order.